Welcome back. I'm Ian Murray, and now we're going to have a look at the network. This is how we communicate our information, how we collect data from sensors, and there's many different forms our network can take. One of the most common, and we're probably all familiar with it, is the UTP cable, unshielded twisted pair. This is basically just a copper wire with two connectors on either end that we use to join your computer to probably your modem or your switch at home. These cables carry the data, but that data has to get to its destination somehow. And that means we've got to look at how things are addressed, how things are routed through your network to reach their final destination. So we have the cable to your modem. The modem then makes a decision where we're going to send that on to, normally to your internet service provider. At the internet service provider, the data that you're sending has some information at the front of it called the header. The header has address information, much like a letter that you would send through the traditional mail. And that states where it's going to next. Your information is then passed from one device, a router, to another device, another router, and so on through many, many routers until it reaches the destination network, where again, it's extracted, it's sent through to the switch, back through probably one of our Ethernet cables to the end node itself. That's the network, as we're usually fairly familiar with. We can think of it along the lines of the telephone network. It's a way of communicating information from one point to another point. Now, how does this fit in with the Internet of Things? Well, it's similar, but there are subtle differences. We have different data requirements for the Internet of Things, usually lots of small bits of data, not large amounts of data like we use when we're streaming videos. We've got different protocols because we want to deal with different distances. We're generally in the Internet of Things not talking about transferring data hundreds of kilometres. We're talking about getting it from a close point on a person, for example, to the device for transmission onto the data stores. So we have a different distance, we have a different data rate, and therefore we have different requirements for the protocols. So let's have a look at some of these.